drive in the computer. Okay,
So we
guys,
pass the level, right?
some of you,
Mm,
some of you, yeah. If you don't see the other people, it's because they don't pass. So,
what?
congratulations, you passed. Yeah. Okay, so today we're going to start with another topic, which is very interesting. Um, but first, let's pay attention to this. Hey guys, in your personal opinion, is how do you call this one? Samsung better than Apple
It's
or
Android.
Android.
Android? I'm sorry, Android. I'm sorry, guys. Is Android better than Apple or iOS? I don't know how to say
In
it. iOS.
always, Android is better than Apple.
Mm, what do you think, Alex?
Does are you asking to me what is better? What is
Yes.
best? I think for performance is Apple, but for flexibility is Android.
Okay, Calero.
I think that Android has more features and it's more like performance, but Apple is marketing and
Okay.
other things.
Fatima, what do you think, Fatima?
Well, I have never used Apple, so I
Okay.
can't say.
Okay, Fiorella.
Well, I consider both brands has different features and I don't know um, accessibilities,
Mhm.
but I consider Android is more accessible in terms of cost than Apple, but
That's mhm.
I consider both mobile system has different features or accessibilities or I don't know how to say
Uh-huh.
um, um I don't know, well, I don't know how to compare it because Apple, I know Apple it is better referring to their speed, and Android I think is better in order to be more accessible to and with most people wallet.
Okay, yeah. In that case, I will change the word accessible. I'll say affordable.
Mm,
Mhm.
okay, yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
actually, I do agree with you, Fiorella. So yes, in this case, Android, I hate that word. Android is like more affordable than Apple. In terms of features, I prefer Android over Apple. I actually own an iPhone myself. I have it here. So this is an iPhone, and I have also used Android, but um, I will always prefer Apple over Android. Okay, people say, but the battery doesn't last. But that was in the past because my iPhone battery lasts like 24 hours, I guess. Like 24 hours, it depends on the use. But yes, but I mean, every single gadget has like an advantage or advantages and disadvantages. In terms of camera, I need to restore the modem. Okay, go ahead. So in terms of camera, I will always prefer Apple's camera. It's better. Let's see. because I'm poor, right? It's no, guys. I actually think it is my internet. I'm sorry. It is mine. It is mine. I'm sorry. Yes, it is mine. I'm sorry. It is windy, I guess. That's why it is like not working. It is blinking right now. Okay, but let's continue. This one. Who is better, Michael Jackson or Freddie Mercury?
No, man, Michael Jackson is,
I
I don't
think
know,
Michael is a best artist,
thousands better than
and
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie have a best voice.
What do you say?
I think the best artist here is Michael Jackson, but Freddie Mercury have a best voice.
Yeah, actually, we did the same the last class, and a student said the same. That in terms of performance, Michael Jackson was better than Freddie Mercury. But Freddie Mercury has better voice in this case. So yes, I do agree. In my personal opinion, I will choose Michael Jackson. What about this one? Which one is the best? iOS, Microsoft, or Linux?
In my case, I prefer Linux or
Why?
Linux.
Linux,
Well,
Linux.
Linux. Well, I have problems with Windows recently, and the Linux, well, is too well confused to set up the system, but the stability is better than Windows. Well, I never tried using Apple.
Okay, very good. Calero, why Windows?
Because I try Linux and uh,
Linux.
Linux.
I guess it is Linux. But
It's Linux.
is it
I don't.
Linux? Is it
Yes, it's
Linux?
Linux. I
Okay, so
think.
okay, continue. I'm sorry, I don't know anything
So
about this.
I
Uh-huh.
I tried and I didn't like it, and so I prefer Windows. I did not use any Apple device.
I did not use, guys. Do you remember
I
experiences? I have
I
never.
I have never used an Apple device.
Excellent. Very good. Actually, in my personal opinion, have never used a Mac, nor Linux, so I have always used Windows. Mhm. I have never tried Mac. Okay, that's fine. So today's class is going to be about evaluation and comparison. This is something that you're going to use on a daily basis, especially when you are talking about features, technological devices, when you are in front of a client and that person asks you about comparing many two things, I mean, comparing two things or highlighting something. So we're going to start with too many and too much plus noun. So help me with this one, Calero.
Too many uh, slash
Forward
too
slash.
much plus noun.
Uh-huh.
We use too much or too many plus nouns to mean more than we want or need something.
Okay, pay attention to this, please. Because we don't say, I love you too much. No, we don't say that. Okay. I love you a lot. Okay, that's okay. But in this case, we need to pay attention to this one because whenever we say too many or too much, it's because we are talking about something negative. Okay. It is something negative. Pay attention to mean, it says, to mean more than we want or need something. Okay. So this is implying, the sentence is implying that something is enough. Okay. Something is more than sufficient. So it is something that. So let's see. Help me with the first example, Alex.
I've got too many books. She
Very
drinks
good.
too much coffee.
Excellent. Very good. I've got too many books. I need to sell them. I don't have like room in my bathroom. Just remember, room means space. She drinks too much coffee. She must stop. Okay? Because it is bad for her. In this case, we are implying something not good. Help me with this one. Well, actually, the first part, Fatima.
Okay, we use too many before countable nouns and too much before uncountable nouns.
Pay attention to this. In this case, we're going to be using countable and uncountable nouns. So what is an uncountable noun? Something that we cannot count. We cannot use numbers. On the other hand, countable nouns is when we use numbers. Okay? So for example, I have my bottle of water here. So the liquid that is inside the water is uncountable. Okay, so that is an uncountable noun. However, this, the plastic, all this, or the object itself is countable. Okay, because I can say 1 bottle of water, 2 bottles of waters, I mean 2 bottles of water, 3 bottles of water, whatever. So if you have noticed, I'm adding the S to the word bottle, but I'm not using any S in the word water. Okay, so just keep in mind, countable, we can use numbers. Uncountable, we never use numbers. Okay, so we have an example. Rincan, help me with the first one, please.
Here, I was reading the example and I think there's a mistake, right?
Where?
There are too many shops here. I think shops is a uncountable noun, right?
Why?
You actually can count how many shops are there, no?
Can I say stores?
What's the difference?
There is no difference. Actually, those are synonyms. Shops, stores.
Yeah, and you
Okay.
can count them.
Okay, so actually it is countable in this case. Shops is similar to stores. 1 store, 2 stores, 3 stores, 1 shop, 2 shop, 3 shops. So we have, there are too many shops here. We can't go to them all. Help me with the other one, please, Rincan.
I was confused.
Why?
Okay. No, I read we can't go count them all. So that's what I was saying that. So I'm sorry.
No problem, no problem. Just remember,
The
shops
second
is
one.
similar to stores.
I did too much shopping yesterday.
Okay, so pay attention because the words are similar. Shops or stores is countable, and shopping, the word shopping is uncountable. So that's the reason we say too much shopping yesterday. Okay, let's continue. That's the reason I'm telling you guys, pay attention to this. You may get confused. Let's pay attention to this one. I love this one. So in here, we have like a little explanation about this topic. Important tip. Help me read, please. Adriana.
Important tips. Much is always used together with an uncountable noun like oil or water, while many is always used with nouns that are countable like table computer. It's all, sorry, it's a tape.
Okay.
It- It's also good to know that two means that you don't like the situation. For example, there is too much food on my plate means that you're not happy about it. And
Okay. Very good. Thank you. So we have much is always used together with an uncountable noun. We have oil or water. Meanwhile, or whereas many is always used with nouns that are always countable, like table, computer, cell phone, brother, friend, followers, whatever. It is also good to know that to means that you don't like the situation, okay? Or there is something that you don't need. There is too much food on my plate. I don't need this much food. I'm not gonna eat it. I'm gonna waste it. So the situation, I don't like it. It's bad for me. Okay? So, but teacher, tú que no significa también. Yes. Yes. But based on this context, tú significa algo negativo, que algo es demasiado. For example, guys, if I tell you guys, you know, guys, I have too much money. Do you like money? Do you like having money? Like a lot of money?
Yes.
Of course. So having a lot of money is something good, right? So in this case, we don't say, I have too much money in my bank account. Don't say that. Entonces lo que usted está diciendo es que es mucho dinero el que tiene y que no lo necesita, no lo quiere. Give it to me, regálamelo a mí. So in this case, so just choosing the correct words will change the meaning of the sentence entirely. Okay, so teacher, so in this case, how can I say a lot of money? A lot of money is neutral, okay, because it works for both uncountable and countable nouns. I have a lot of cell phones. Okay, there is a lot of water there. Okay, it is neutral, neutral. So let's do this. Help me with the first one, Nelson Lemus. Number one.
Jack always gives too many bad advice. You shouldn't trust him.
Okay, interesting. Continue, please. Flor.
Tokyo is very crowded. There are just too many people.
Very good. Remember, crowded. A lot of people. Crowded, very packed. Number three, Fiorella.
That some people have too much money and too much time. What do they do with it all?
Very good. I wish I had a lot of money and a lot of time as well. Well, number four, Alex.
Venice in summer has too many tourists that visit each year.
Okay. Thank you. Fatima.
My city has too much traffic during rush hour.
Very good. Rincan.
Are just too much. No, there are just too many cars on the road.
Very good. Thank you. Calero.
In my opinion, Windows Vista had too many problems. I prefer Windows 7.
Very good. Adriana.
Parts of Africa have too much heat and sunshine, especially in summer.
Gilma, number 9.
I'm so busy. I have too many things to do today.
Very good. And the last one goes to Nelson. Nelson.
My friend Lily is addicted to too many video games. She can play for hours sometimes.
Okay, very good. Let's check. Very good. I knew it. This one. Jack always gives too much bad advice. You don't trust him. You shouldn't trust him, I mean. In this case, advice is uncountable. What is the meaning of advice?
Consejo.
Consejo.
Very good. It is not like in Spanish that we say, necesito 2 consejos. I need 3 advices. No. In English, we say, hey, can I give you some advice? Or can I give you a tip? A teacher, if I want to say those consejos, in this case, we use something very weird, especially for me. Pedazos de consejos. Can I give you a piece of advice? That's the way they use it. Can we use suggestion? Yes, we can say that. Suggestion. But in this case, if you want to say, hey, te puedo dar 2 consejos? Can I give you 2 tips? That's totally fine. Okay, let's continue.
So
Do you-
tip is the same thing that advice and
Suggestion, yes.
suggestions.
Recommendation, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But just remember, advice with C is the noun. Advice with S is the verb. Help me with this one, please. Fatima.
2 plus adjective. All day. Okay. This structure looks too complex to remember.
Very good.
Just that one.
No, I'm sorry, continue, I'm sorry.
Okay, I couldn't study the last night. It was too noisy outside. And this speech is too boring. People are, how do you pronounce?
Dozing.
Dozing off.
Very good. Dozing off is like doing this. What you're doing in my class. To doze off, doing this.
But just
Cabecear.
sometimes.
But just sometimes. What? Okay. The honesty though. Very good. So yes, we have. This structure looks too complex to remember. I couldn't study the last night. It was too noisy outside. The speech is too boring. People are dozing off. Very good. I want you to pay attention to the structure because we are using to, and then we are using the adjective. We don't say the adjective first and then to. Like, this looks complex too, remember. No, okay, we don't use it like that. So, and guys, remember, what is dozing off? I just said it. Dozing off es quedarse dormido, cabecear. When we do this action. Yes, that one. Yes. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. So we have looks, was, is. These verbs are considered linking verbs. Okay, linking verbs because we are giving information about the noun. Okay, looks or look, sound, and the verb to be. And we have other verbs. Okay, we're going to see that later. Ah, let's do this one. Okay. Help me with the first one, please. Well, actually, for this, the instructions, we have match the sentences. We have number one, Fiorella. Fiorella. Rincan.
Match sentences.
Yes, number one.
Number one, I can't lift this suitcase.
Sweet.
Suitcase,
Very
I'm
good.
sorry. It's too heavy.
Very good. What is lift? What is to lift?
Put something upper or
Up.
on.
Okay, very good. Very good. Number two, Alex.
Dad isn't going to buy that car. It's too expensive.
Okay, very good. Gilma.
I don't like the music. It's too noisy.
Very good. Adriana.
Jane isn't going to the party. Letter F, she's too tired.
Tired. Tired.
Tired.
Fatima.
Bobby can't do his homework. It's too difficult.
Very good. Nelson. Well, actually, the last one. Nelson.
I'm sorry, I can't help you. I'm too busy.
Busy. Very good. Now help me with this one. It says complete the sentences with the word for each box. Number one, Flor.
You can't play outside today. It's cold.
It's too cold. Number two, Calero.
I can't wear these shoes. I
Calero.
can't wear these shoes anymore. They're too small.
How do you pronounce this word, Calero?
They're.
No. There.
¿Cómo?
There.
There.
Mhm.
Okay.
It is like when we say, there, here, there. It's the same
Okay.
pronunciation.
Okay.
Help me with this one, please. Let's see. Rincan.
John can't go out tonight. He's too tired.
Too tired. Very good. Adriana, number four.
She can't watch this horror film. It's too scary.
Scary. Perfect. Scary. Alex.
I'm gonna try to pronounce that. You mustn't swim here. It's too dangerous.
Very good. You mustn't swim here. It's too dangerous. And the last one, Nelson.
Don't drink the tea yet. It's too hot.
Very good. Now let's check. Very good. Excellent. Easy. Piece of cake. Easy peasy. Let's continue. Help me read, please. Alex.
Not plus adjective plus enough.
Continue.
Use the not plus adjective plus enough form for something lacking the amount or labor that is needed.
Very good. Use the not plus adjective plus enough form for something lacking the amount of label that is needed. Perfect. Let's see. I don't understand this, teacher. We have some examples. Help me, please. Fiorella.
I'm not thin enough to wear these jeans.
Continue, please. Adriana.
My house isn't big enough to host a party.
And the last one, Nelson.
My car isn't dirty enough yet for a wash.
How do you pronounce this one?
Dirty? Dirty?
Daddy. Daddy.
Okay. Dirty.
Very good. Excellent. I'm not thin enough to wear these jeans. Okay. Maybe I'm overweight. Okay. So I need to get thin to wear these jeans. Continue. Well, sorry. My house isn't big enough to host a party. My house is very small. My car isn't dirty enough yet for a wash. My car is still clean. So pay attention to this one because first we are adding not, then the adjective, and then enough. Yes. I wanted to explain this one, why this one it is important to memorize it, is because there is actually another structure, but we don't use adjective. Instead, we use nouns. For example, when we say, I don't have enough water in my refrigerator. Okay, so in that case, the structure changes. It's pretty similar, but it's different somehow. Okay. And this one I'm using adjective. And in the second one, the one that I just told you, I'm using nouns. I don't have enough money to buy a new cell phone. I don't have enough money to buy a cell phone. This cell phone is not good enough to buy. So it's different. As
But
yes.
instead of using isn't, you can use wasn't.
How come?
I don't know. Can you put the examples?
Yes, in this case, if I want to use simple past, I will use was, wasn't. If I want to use simple present, I can use isn't. Okay. The verb will depend on the tense that I want to use. Okay. So for example, this cell phone wasn't good enough to buy. This cell phone isn't good enough to buy. It depends on the tense.
Okay. Okay.
Now let's continue with this one. Flor.
Yes, we use, so I had to read that right.
Yes.
Okay, we use as plus adjective, adverb plus as to make comparison.
Comparison.
Comparison when the things we are comparing are equal in some way.
Excellent. All right, pay attention to this one. Are equal in some way. Are differences between fridge and refrigerator? Yes. The fridge is the thing that freezes, okay? And the refrigerator is the entire thing. So for example, when you want to put meat, you don't use the refrigerator. We use the fridge, okay? Because it may get rotten. Let's see. We have some examples here. We have first the subject plus verbs, then us plus adjective plus us, and then the noun. Give me 1 second. Help me with the first one, Calero.
My neighbor's dog is as cute as my cat.
Very good. So we can say my neighbor's dog is as cute as my cat. And I don't see why it was like this, sorry. My neighbor's cat is as cute as my cat, or my neighbor's cat is as cute as mine. In this case, equal. Remember, equal. Continue, please. Adriana.
Spanish is as beautiful as Portuguese.
Very good. Continue, please, Gilma.
Last night movie was as boring as the last one.
Excellent. Very good. And then we have more examples. Continue, please, Alex Diaz.
The keyboard of my laptop is as smooth as the keyboard of my desktop.
Very good. And I want you to pay attention to this one. Fiorella.
She completed the task as carefully as I did.
Very good. So in this case, is carefully an adverb or an adjective?
Adverb.
What is the difference between an adverb and an adjective?
The adjective describes the noun and the adverb describes the verb. No.
The verb. What else? What else? Okay, so guys, just remember, very good, Rinkan. The adjective describes or gives more information about the noun. On the other hand, the adverb gives more information or describes the verb, an adjective, or another adverb, but never, ever a noun. Okay, so she completed the task as carefully as I did. Hey, how did she complete the task? Very carefully. So in this case, I'm describing how something was done. In this case, I'm gonna use an adverb, or actually I'm using an adverb. She completed the task as carefully as I did. Let's continue. Flor.
My friend's bedroom looks as spacious as mine.
Excellent, very good. I'm using looks. This is considered a linking verb. Continue. Calero.
I'm happy my new cell phone launched.
My new cell phone was?
The apps as fast as my old one.
Repeat.
I'm happy my new cell phone launches the apps as fast as my old one.
Excellent. Launches. Perfect. What is fast in this case, guys? What is fast? What is fast describing?
A new cell phone.
The new cell phone. What do you think, Rincan?
Launches the apps as fast as my old one. Yeah, the cell phones.
Okay, thank you. Actually, in this case, fast is describing the verb. It is not describing cell phone. It is describing the verb. Hey, for example, how fast does your cell phone launch the apps? Very fast. In fact, I'm using two adverbs, very and fast. Very is describing fast, and fast is describing my verb. So we need to pay attention to this. Okay. Now, actually, we're going to skip this part because pretty much it's just how to use not as and as. Okay, but actually, that's very self-explanatory. So, for example, if I want to make this sentence negative, which one? This one, for example. And I want to use this structure as, we only have to modify this because this one is in past. How can I make this question negative? I mean, this sentence negative. How can I make this question negative if it is in past?
She
Guys?
didn't
Very
complete.
good. Very good. She didn't complete the tasks as carefully as I did. What about this one? The keyboard of my laptop.
Isn't.
Very good. Very easy. Isn't as smooth as the keyboard of my desktop. Very good. So now let's skip this part. Now let's continue with this one. Help me with this one, please. Calero.
As plus much slash many plus noun plus as.
Very good. Uh-huh.
We use as plus many plus as for countable nouns. We use as plus much plus as for uncountable nouns.
Excellent. We have this information. As much as. Help me, please, with the first one. Fatima.
Laura has, how do you pronounce Laura? Laura. Like,
Laura.
okay, Laura has $50. Caroline also has 50. Laura has as much money as Caroline.
Excellent.
Okay.
So equal. We are talking about money. Money, the word itself is uncountable because we don't say monies. Like in Spanish, they would say un pisto. Yo tenía un pisto. Ese un ya me lo está haciendo contable. But in English, it doesn't exist. So we say Laura has as much money as Caroline. Perfect. Continue, please. Rincan.
Second one, right?
Kelly. Kelly.
Kelly wears a lot of perfume. Pam wears a lot of perfume. Kelly wears as much perfume as Pam.
Excellent. And the last one, please. Nelson.
Phyllis has a plate of food for lunch. Kevin has a plate of food for lunch too. Phyllis has as much food for lunch as Kevin.
Excellent. Phyllis has as much food for lunch as Kevin. Perfect. And then we have as many as. Help me, please. Flor.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
But,
Number one.
ah, Michael ate 3 donuts. Stanley also ate 3 donuts. Michael ate as many donuts as Stanley.
Perfect. Adriana, number two.
Oscar has 2 computers. Angela has 2 computers too. Oscar has many computers as Angela.
Very good. And the last one goes to Gilma.
Erin answered 20 phone calls a day. Pam answered 20 phone calls a day. Erin answered as many phone calls as Pam does.
Excellent. Very good. Erin answers 20 phone calls a day. Pam answers 20 phone calls a day. So equal. Erin answers as many phone calls as Pam does. Perfect. And we have a little practice. Guys, do you have any questions so far? Do you have any questions? The office examples. What's that, Adriana? The office examples.
A
Yeah.
program.
Ah, okay. Guys, do you have any questions about this? No questions? So I'll ask you. Guys, when do we use much? When do we use much, guys?
Uncountable.
With uncountable nouns.
Okay, what happens if I say, if I want to use advice? Is advice countable?
No,
Oh.
it's
It's uncountable.
uncountable.
What happens if I want to use many?
We refer to countable nouns.
Very good. Can I use the word money for countable things?
No, I think it's uncountable.
What happens if I want to use words related to money? For example, dollars, cents, dimes. Can I use countable?
Yes, I think it's countable.
Very good. Excellent. So guys, actually that is something that I wanted to explain, that whenever we want to turn something into countable, we use something called partitives. What is a partitive, teacher? So do you remember the first example that I gave you about the water, the bottle of water and the water itself? So in this case, bottle will be considered a partitive because I'm using it to turn an uncountable sentence or situation into countable. So for example, we use quantifiers. Of course, we have quantifiers. If we don't want to use numbers, if we don't want to say like the exact amount of something, we can use quantifiers. For example, a lot, much, a little, a few, and so on. So those are quantifiers. I don't want to use quantifiers. I want to use numbers. So teacher, how much water do you drink a day? I drink a lot of water. I don't want to use quantifiers. Hey teacher, how much water do you drink a day? I drink, let's see, maybe around 2 bottles of water. Even though the person asked me by using an uncountable thing, how much water, I can answer by using countable things. Why? Because I'm using the word bottle. So bottle is considered a partitive because we can count them. And still we're talking about water. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Very good, thank you. Now let's continue with this. ¿Y qué se acaba de conectar? Ah, Fiorella. Okay, let's start. Help me with this one, Rincan.
Uncountable.
Flor,
Uh, countable.
Calero,
I have as uncountable.
so which one?
Much,
No.
much.
Okay,
Much.
Nelson,
There are not, there are many people.
okay. Alex,
Hmm. Uh, Oscar doesn't know not as much about China as Michael.
uh, just a friendly reminder. Remember that in English, we cannot use double negation. We can only use negation once in a sentence.
Yeah, Oscar doesn't know as much about China as Michael.
Excellent. Adriana,
Does Michael laugh as much as Pam?
Fatima,
Stanley eats as much, yeah, pretzels as Michael.
are you sure?
As many, sorry.
Are you sure?
I think pretzels. Yeah, countables. It's I love pretzels. No,
Apostaría su nota final.
no, not really. Yeah.
I'll take much because you said much first. So much.
Okay.
Let's see. Gilma,
There isn't as much sugar in my tea as there is in Moscow.
excellent, very good. Fiorella,
I read this. I read as much news as you do.
okay. Adriana,
Yeah, it's the same. And I read I read as many news reports as you do.
okay. Calero,
Farmer Bob has as many chickens.
Alex,
Luis ate as much chicken as Jimmy.
Rincan,
Give me as much information as you can.
Flor,
Bob drank as many beers as Pete did.
Nelson, Nelson,
There isn't as much furniture in this room as there is in the other room.
Fatima,
David earns as much as his father.
are you sure?
No, not really. Never.
Gilma,
There aren't as many bridges in Dublin as there are in Paris.
Breaches, very good. Fiorella,
Kate doesn't drink as much as she used to.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, there's just one little mistake. Let's see. Wages, very good, very good. I have as much money as my brother. There are many people, very good. Oscar doesn't know as much, very good. Love, very good. This one, many pretzels, okay? Countable. Pay attention.
But you said I will take much because you
Yes.
said much first.
First, I'm
But
sorry.
then I said many. Oh, okay.
No, but that was okay. That was okay. That was okay. We learn from mistakes. That was okay. There
Yes.
is there isn't as much sugar. No, actually, this one. I read as much news as you do. Even though we have a nest here, news is considered uncountable. And in this one, we are using news reports. Do you guys remember the word that we use, or actually how we call this? How do we call this? I just told you that whenever we want to
It'll,
uh-huh.
it is partitive.
Excellent, very good. This is a partitive because I'm using another word to turn this uncountable thing into countable. Very good. And actually, this is also considered noun modifier. This one. News is noun modifier because it's modifying reports. Before we go, do you have any questions for me?
Yo sí tengo una pregunta. Bueno, por ejemplo, como en esa de los pretzels, yo también puedo decir que, o sea, hay tantos granos de azúcar, pero creo que se ocuparía much para el azúcar y many para los pretzels. ¿Por qué sería así?
Ah,
O
what?
sea, si me pongo o sea, si ponemos azúcar, sería incontable, ¿no?
Sí.
Vaya, ¿y por qué los pretzels serían contables en ese caso?
That's a very good question. That's a very, very good question. Cuando the object is very insignificant, it is uncountable. Okay, like the sugar grains son bien, 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 bien minúsculos que no se pueden contar. Bueno, por ejemplo, cuando nosotros decimos azúcar, el azúcar tiene bastante granitos y es considerado algo muy insignificante. ¿Ok? No muestra como que granito por granito tengo un granito de azúcar, dos granitos de azúcar, tres granitos de azúcar. Se le considera algo súper insignificante que no lo podemos contar. ¿Ok? E incluso la palabra en sí, la palabra azúcar, sería muy extraño pluralize it. Even in Spanish and in English, it's so weird to say un azúcar, dos azúcares, tres azúcares. Nos vamos de un solo con sugar. There's a lot of sugar. Pero, teacher, podemos usar granitos de azúcar. Yes, we can. Pero we need like context. Necesitamos un gran contexto para hacerlo así. Incluso granos, the word grains, that is a partitive. Es una partitive. ¿Ok? En este caso, pretzels, sí se pueden contar un pretzel, dos pretzels, tres pretzels, whatever. Pero cuando es algo bien insignificante, casi no lo contamos, sino que solo decimos de un solo incontable. Sugar, water, whatever. The sand, la arena del mar, the sand es incontable. Los granitos no los contamos porque es insignificante. Okay. Any more questions? In this case, chickens chicken. In this case, we're talking about the animals, okay? Chickens. In this case, we're talking about the food. That's the reason we are pluralizing this one and this one remains singular. No more questions?
Not for today.
Okay.